The Boy Who Would Be a Helicopter. Page 78. The story room is small. It must have been a child's room when the school building was a private home. Yet, I like acting our stories in such a little area. There is an intimacy that encourages attentiveness, harder to achieve in a larger room. And even with 24 children, 3 teachers, and occasional visitors all seated on low benches around the tape stage, the room has not seemed too small until today. Why does it seem so crowded in here, I wonder aloud? Too many people came to story time. That's why, Lily says, hugging her large Christmas bear. Because Simon is too close to me, Alex says. Maybe he just seems too close because the room looks so crowded. Do you think it's because nearly all of you are holding big toys or stuffed animals? Or Barbies? Joseph tells Samantha. I need Barbie, or she might get lost. Joseph has a castle that's too big. I need this for He-Man. He's in my story. But look, I say in my complaining voice, all these things are taking up too much space. How about if we leave them in the other room just when we act out the stories? The children look aghast. My idea would replace a dependable old rule that says you may bring anything with you any place as long as it doesn't create a problem for others. Is the teacher included in others? No, that's not a good idea, Samantha's adamant. I need Barbie in my story, and it isn't even very crowded. You didn't tell a Barbie story, I reminded her. She's in there, I forgot to say it. In desperation, she puts her Barbie into a 3-pig story. Tell people to bring one small thing, Edward says, examining his tiny Superman figure. No fair, Arlene argues. My baby wants her stroller. It's because of Jason. He's too crowded. Jason has been paying no attention to the heated discussion, but now he looks up. Unless his name is mentioned or his helicopter, he seldom listens to a group encounter. He frowns at Arlene and lowers his helicopter behind the 3 large blocks he has brought into the room today. When did he increase the size to 3 blocks, I wonder? We are suddenly all aware of the 3 spaces taken up by the heliport. Would you mind terribly, Jason, if you sat on a bench like the others and you can hold your helicopter on your lap? No. No, you don't mind? No. What I mean is, could you bring those blocks back and see if it seems less crowded in here? The children don't feel crowded. I'm the one who does. Without hesitation, Jason lifts the blocks in front of him and returns it to the other room. Do you need help? I call out. No, only me. I have put the problem on a purely personal basis. I am the one who feels crowded. Jason has responded in the same way the children answer. His need for the helicopter in the first place. No one mentions the reason the heliport came to be in the story room. Jason sits spinning his blades intermittently, watching the action on the stage. The others do the same, holding their toys, whispering to one another, looking at books, and when asked, taking roles in the stories. It is, after all, unnecessary to concentrate on only one thing at a time. The rhythm of children's thinking doesn't work that way. In play, they dig down and under, circle above and around, changing voices and costumes, even playmates when required. Then they return to a problem and pick up where they left off. Jason, too, can spin his blades, roar, land, break apart, listen to us, all at the same time. The next day, perhaps, because Jason needs to test out the new arrangement, he flies into Simon Squirrel's story, but leaves before anyone can say a word. No one thinks about bringing back the heliport, not even Jason. That was one way of solving this diminishing problem. It worked for a while and then created problems of its own. This is nearly always the way. Problems are not meant to be solved. They are ours to practice on, to explore the possibilities with, to help us study cause and effect. Important issues can't be solved with one grand plan or in one school year. Some are worked out for a lifetime, returning in different disguises, requiring fresh insights. Play itself is the practicing of problems, a fact demonstrated by even the most casual attention to the passing dialogue. The monster's coming, he's almost here. Get the magic belt. When you put it on, he gets froze. New conflicts arise elsewhere. It is our business to find the magic belt if we can. Surge of power and communal purposefulness. It is the process, not the solution, that conveys the message. There is always a new scenario out there, and we care enough to try to find it. But must we spend so much time on our child's affairs that it practically fills a book, as I have done with Jason? Fortunately, the children themselves come to the rescue. Each child in turn demands equal time, and every story helps to write all the others. Alex, for example, is angry lately because he never, he says, sits next to Joseph. Simon and Petey always do, and it does no good to point out the number of times his wish comes true. More and more of our group times are delayed while Alex refuses to sit down if he can't be next to Joseph. Jason, by the way, never runs into the stage or discovers that his helicopter is broken while Alex is crying. There seems to be room for only one crisis at a time. I had that seat first, Alex screams, trying to dislodge first Simon, then Petey. Wait, Alex, you can't pull people off their seats. Ask them if they'll move. All three boys shake their heads. Then I hate this school. I'm not doing anything. I'm not being in anybody's story. Alex runs out of the room and then returns to stand in the doorway. The children observe the scene more sympathetically than I do. This is the fourth day Alex has fought over a seat in the story room, at snack, at music, even at the story table. And no one's going to ever be in my story again. Alex is really upset. Does anyone have a suggestion? Let him have a heliport, Arlene says. I'm not a helicopter. Tell Joseph to move. No, I don't want to move. Bring a chair and let Alex be in front of Joseph. Then I can't see, Joseph complains. Alex can shrink. I don't like to shrink. Hide and seek, Jason says. Is that something Alex can do? I asked Jason, or are you just remembering that game? There's no reply. I got an idea, Simon says. Sit on the floor in front of Joseph. Then he'll see over you. Hide and seek and peek, Jason adds. Peek over Alex. That's very helpful, Jason. And Simon, too. I'm conscious of feeling a new respect for Jason. Okay, Alex accepts the idea, and we all relax. He sits between Joseph's legs, satisfied. Yesterday's solution involved Alex sitting in the doorway, and the day before he agreed to sit on my lap. In any case, all selections are purely symbolic, because as soon as he takes a role in someone's story or acts out his own, he takes any available empty seat without comment. He wants confirmation that his needs are important enough to stop the passing parade. These moments of panic in one child or another are activated throughout the day, and the attention they receive gives testimony to the integrity and safety of school life more than any other teacher behavior. At snack time, I bring up the matter of seating preferences. The subject is important, for every child eventually will act out the question. Can I force people to give me the seat I want? Joseph, how can Alex solve his problem? He keeps wanting to sit next to you at story time. I could save him a seat. Simon and Petey, would you mind if sometimes Joseph does that? Then I'll save Petey a seat, Simon decides. Save me a seat too, Katie urges. You know something, children? I didn't used to allow children to save seats. Why? Well, maybe because when I was little, my teachers never let us do it. But once I mentioned this to Miss Silverman, the teacher in Unit 4, well, she laughed at me. Why did she laugh? She said, you always save me a seat at teachers' meetings, or I save you one if I get there first. The children are silent for a while, thinking about my story. Then, one by one, they begin to laugh, and I laugh with them. It seems to all of us that I've told a good joke on myself. You were silly, right? Right, I was telling the children not to do something that I was doing myself. Then you never told us again, right? I hope not. If I forget, just remind me.